Right on his smartphone. He could have just went to the radio website. Does he have a smartphone?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, I know some of the guys.
But he's probably not listening right now.
No.
Because, well, Stephanie didn't tell him. Okay. All right.
But these are all archived.
Oh, great.
All right.
Awesome.
They are. You can go
this
back.
is a dated archive.
You can go back on YouTube and watch this at any time.
Anytime you want.
Okay.
I'll remind him of that.
All right. And if you don't let him watch you, me or Mike will be calling.
Okay.
To let him know. Okay, just so you know. All right. So the good thing about trivia is Mike lost all 4 questions today.
Yeah.
Did not get any right. So.
But I told you why.
Why?
Because Brandon needs to go up in the standings.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's that golf thing coming out of you, that handicap.
No. He might be handicapped because he went to Eastern Washington.
Oh, he's definitely handicapped. Oh, man. I hope he's listening this morning,
I do, too.
Bring it on, Brandon.
Go Grizz.
All right. So, women do this 3 times as much as men do. But 50 years ago, it was the opposite. All right. Also, I'm going to say 50 years ago, the majority of these, if I say the word, it's okay, were taken with a different kind of item. I don't know if that helps. Women do it 3 times as much as men do. 50 years ago, it was the opposite. You see girls doing this all the time. In fact, a woman did this the other day, mid the news, fell off a cliff while she was doing it.
Taking photos?
Taking
Take
photos!
Yep.
Yes!
Selfies.
I knew it, Stephanie.
You can do it!
But 50 years ago, how would you do a selfie?
They had timers. You could set it on a rock and then run over. Well, not timers 50 years ago.
I was going to say
you're
timers. Yeah,
well, that's why just Mom and the kids are in so many photos.
Okay.
All right, you doing okay, Stephanie?
Yes, I am.
All right, you feel pretty good about that first win?
Sure.
All right, you should. All right, almost 5 billion of these were viewed last month. Almost 5 billion of these were viewed last month. We were just talking about it.
YouTube.
Oh, Mike, she is smoking you.
Well, I didn't know I was playing.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Hey, Mike, you're playing.
Oh, okay.
And then I have this for you.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
All right, last chance to redeem yourself.
Okay.
If you get this one, it'll make up for the whole day.
Uh-oh.
All right, women do this in 3 out of 4 households.
Laundry.
Clean the bathroom. Cook.
Has nothing to do with cleaning.
Cooking.
No, has nothing to do with cooking.
Pay the bills.
There you go. Mike sneaks in and wins it. Wow.
You know, that's true because Mike's mentality is close is good enough. Loretta's is I'll spend 96,000 hours looking for 10 cents.
Oh. Now, that wasn't very nice, Mike.
No. It is nice.
But he's very correct.
Wow, you guys. All right, I'm going to play this for both of you then.
Now you go home and write, I am very sorry for what I did 100 zillion times.
There you go. All right. That wraps up trivia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for playing along. You're a very good sport. All right. So, Mike, we were talking about it earlier. You brought Stephanie in today to talk about the big chamber auction. It happens Saturday night.
Saturday night on
right.
the 21st. I think the doors open at 4:30.
Yes.
When's dinner?
6.
6 o'clock. And I think we were talking earlier, there's still some tickets available. They can get them at Acres
and Valley Drug and the Chamber Office. Normally it's sold out before the event, so they're not usually sold at the door, so make sure you get them early.
Get them early? Okay.
And just a few left. You've confirmed that with Kevin? Were you able to?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
There was 37 last week, but we're hoping that that's down from 19. It says he has 19 left.
Yeah.
All right. So running out.
Hot ticket of the
All
week.
right.
Yep.
10 couples. There you go.
And
Don't
I would
wait.
challenge you for $30 to get as good a meal and as good a time.
All right.
For as good as it costs.
All right. For as good as costs.
It's a trifecta. It's a win.
That's right.
So the thing I guess people are like always excited about is some of the bigger items that come through. I know it's that's the fun of an auction. It's kind of like a competition, and a few of those things are like the loads of firewood, that kind of stuff. So what are some of the big ticket items this year? And go ahead and plug your donors furiously.
We got Rich Richmond with 3 loads of logs. Hanson Logging.
3 loads this year. Huh?
Yes.
Loads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's always a big draw for the auction. Is the wood. Yeah.
Definitely. And then Hanson Logging donated a metal art piece that's will be something to see. It'll be in the live auction. There's a couple other art pieces, and then Mike and his wife donated basically a world market travel package.
Yeah, it's a travel package. It's a resort. It's in about, 55 or 60 different locations for a week, or you can split it up if you want. I mean, personally, I've had it since the mid-'90s, and anywhere from Mexico to Montana to Hawaii it pretty much goes up and down the West Coast, although there is some Texas and Florida type
Am I going to
events.
have to go to an Amway seminar?
No.
Okay. Just
Well,
checking.
no. But it is a timeshare. So
Okay.
when you get there, you just tell them, get off my case. I'll be nice. Give me my dang parking pass, and I'm going to go have fun.
All right.
You
all
know,
right,
that's all
all
you
right.
got to
So
do.
you're giving a party, one of your timeshare stays as an auction
Right,
item.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Good job,
pretty cool.
Mike.
Yeah. Well, more than glad to do it. From that standpoint. The older you get, the harder it is to travel.
Make use of that
You have
time.
to start thinking about
Yeah,
it.
I can find somebody else to use my timeshare. Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Now, if I can convince somebody to give you the airplane ride to get there, but they got really good sales right now.
Yeah.
Very
and,
nice.
And to plug my favorite airline, Southwest, it's got sales, and it goes to most of these locations. So
Good.
All right, what else?
Let's see. We've got a lot of silent auction items. They're combination packages, and then we've got a gift card raffle. $5 a ticket. It's up to $1,500 worth of gift cards. Actually, a little more than $1,500.
Right.
So you got a pretty good chance to win that. We've got a new item. It's a punch board. For $10, you punch a hole in a cup, and you get whatever's in the cup, and the value is definitely more than $10.
Wow.
So everything you punch is a win.
It's a win.
So bring your cash. That's
Yep.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
bring your
All
cash
right.
for sure.
Pockets
Okay.
of money.
Immediate. Being an investment guy, immediate return on your money. It's guaranteed.
That's right. And even some's bigger than others.
That's
so.
right. And the
Wow.
raffle, I told you last week that, Loretta goes to the casino and she's had a couple of wins. So every time she had a win, I said, give me $50. I want a raffle ticket. I got a better odds at the auction.
That's correct.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to
Casinos,
swing
they
through and grab
definitely-
some of those
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got, they chose to do the dessert auction a little bit differently this year. There's a dessert for every table. Your tables will bid as one or as a unit to get the most for the table, and then they'll be able to pick their dessert based on where they land in the dollar figure for the 21 desserts.
Wow.
Okay. So every table is going to qualify for dessert.
Correct.
It's just the top bid gets preferential treatment and
Yes.
works itself down.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Battle of the cakes.
I'm going to have to walk around my table and say, how much cash did you bring?
That's right. That's right. Little cash won't hurt this year.
That's right. Exactly. And we still have the no-host wine and beer.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
And I remember one year there was a cake that at the table I was sitting at, I think it got up between $200 and $300, and then he just sliced it up and handed everybody at the table a piece of the cake. I was like, I'm really going to enjoy this expensive piece of cake.
Oh, some of them are just gorgeous too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
definitely.
That's kind of a competition all of its own between the people that are baking, right?
That's right.
Yeah, whose cake got the most money. Yeah, and I know and I don't know who it is by memory, but I know there's one lady, as soon as you say her name, everybody starts going nuts for the cake. So I'm not sure. There was a couple of them that as soon as they said their name, the crowd was like, "Roar," you could hear the murmur, like, I got to get that cake. So.
Yeah, we're missing a couple that normally do it, but they'll be back next year.
Okay.
So.
All right. Other goodies. Anything coming to mind? Put you on the spot.
And
Oh.
the master ceremonies, Paul.
Yes.
Okay.
Paul Setti is going to be our master of ceremonies, and Steve Mitzner. He is originally from here. He volunteered his time for auctioning.
He does
again
it
this
every year. He does it every year for
Every year.
years and
Yeah.
years now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I've been to 3 auctions, and he's a
Comedian.
comedian
Yes.
at the
Yes.
same time.
Yeah,
You
it's an auction and a
And
show.
even Paul picked on me last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know Paul that well. You
Yeah.
know, but I can't. I'm a big guy. I'm hard to hide, and so you know.
I remember one of the best whole bits that Steve had is one year somebody brought in a garbage can, I mean, stuffed full of fluorescent lights. I don't know, they must have remodeled or something, just huge. And he had so much fun with that dump of fluorescent lights, you know.
Well, and we were talking earlier, Wuestoff's donating a piece of art, isn't what you're saying?
Yes,
And so-
we're going to donate a print from a local artist and feature him as our local artist. Basically, instead of the featured artist this year, due to schedules, we were unable to have one attend.
Okay.
So next
All right.
year, we definitely already have one scheduled for next year. We made sure that we were ahead of schedule there. So.
Okay.
So you guys have already went to print, I'm sure, on the pamphlets, the
Yes.
voting. Are you still taking silent auction items, or is it all shut down for donations?
Silent auction items, we could probably continue to stick in some of the packages that are already there, but you wouldn't be announced in the brochure.
Okay.
So it'd just be a thank you when you're there.
I don't know if this ended up as a live or a silent auction item, but I want to take the chance to thank Bud and Diane publicly again for Diane's amazing idea. Bud gave her all the credit for it. She came to the radio station, bought a 6-month, we don't call it advertising, it's a sponsorship, it's public radio, it's a donation, so a 6-month sponsorship package from the radio station, and then they're taking that package and they've donated it to the chamber for the auction.
And that'll
So-
go through the live auction.
that will go through the live
Yes,
auction.
it
So
will.
I want to tease that, and just for some business owners that'll be coming to the chamber auction, maybe you've never sponsored before, maybe you are a sponsor and you can get it for a deal, the next 6 months, whatever it is. Just realize that Bud and Diane came, they bought that from the radio station to support public radio, and then they've turned around and donated it to the chamber. So they took that, and it's got a $700 value. So they took their $700 and supported the radio station with it, and then they took what they got from us and they're using it to support the chamber. And me and Mike have talked about it a couple times now. They've really turned their $700 into, probably, and I don't know what it'll close for, but probably somewhere around $1,400 of support for 2 nonprofits. And you're the money guy. I wish in town we could all think that way. How
Yeah.
can we leverage ourselves for the community and make things better? That's totally awesome. And I love the support for the radio, and I love the support for the chamber, and clever thinking. So thank you, Bud and
Well,
Diane.
I was thinking about that because you do a lot of programming, and how cool would it be to get that sponsorship and sponsor that programming? So I assume you could earmark it, saying this is brought to you by
Yes.
that type of thing.
I mean, they could do what they want with the 6-month package, and
Right.
have their choices that way. So yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Another thing I want to throw out, just because it's community and it popped into my head, is Kiwanis just gave us a grant. We've been working with the libraries of Stevens County. Librarian Brian Tidwell from here in Chewelah has been getting the rights to children's novels and recording them and producing them here in the studio. And the Kiwanis has stepped forward, in that studio time that we could charge for, that we give away, they've gave us a grant to cover that, to help the radio station. So they really came forward, and so now for the next year they're sponsoring the children's programming on KCHW with this grant. And so thank you, members of Kiwanis, too. Just another example
Okay.
of our community working hard.
And off the top of your head, do you know who the caterer is?
Catering to You out of Colville. She's a
Okay.
member of the chamber.
Okay.
Not a lot of. We're still hoping that eventually we'll have caterers right here in town.
Right.
But we are limited, so we stepped out of the box, and she's done it for the last couple of years. Has done a
okay.
great
So
job.
the same person that did it
Same
last.
person, correct.
Okay. It's a really good meal. I
Yeah,
mean,
she does a wonderful job.
yeah, beautiful.
And
job
she
about that.
donates the linens and any the plates. She doesn't charge the chamber for any of that. That's in
Nice.
kind. In kind.
Nice. Yeah, the minute you guys say the prime rib, I just start drooling. All right. Are we missing anything about the auction?
We do have a couple ski passes this year, I believe, on the docket, and it's been a few years since we've had that. So I think that's a great opportunity for somebody that wants to play in the snow.
I think that, and they're seasonal passes too, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes,
Yeah,
there is
they're not
one for
just
seasonal.
day passes. They're the actual seat passes.
And people should realize, too, if you've never been to one, all the way around the Civic Center room are tables, and they are filled with tons of silent auction items. I'm sure, usually there's at least 40 or more live auction
I
items.
think we've got, at last count was 83 of the silent auction items and 44 of the live.
Yeah. See, so yeah, definitely a full night of fun.
And it's actually kind of fun to watch because you'll get the program of the auction items, and then Loretta and I will go through it, and we'll say, okay, this, and this, and then you go bid on those items, and then of course I become the runner.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, then you're
bid 'em
watching
up,
it.
bid 'em up.
Bid 'em up, bid 'em up. Then you'll watch. Then my inclination is I'll just bid it up high enough nobody will take it. Nah, that doesn't work.
I had somebody mad at me one time because somebody had donated a bunch of art for one of our little auctions, and this one piece of art was a $200 piece of art, and it only had $5. It was a silent auction item, and it only had $5 on it, and that to me that was so insulting to the artist. So I went up and wrote 50 on it. Right after the 5, and nobody else bid on it, and I ended up getting it. And that person at 5 was so mad, and I said, "This is a fundraiser."
Right. Yeah, and I want to point that out. I know last year I sat at a table where there's some people there, and one of the comments was, "Well, this isn't a deal." And I said, "Well, it isn't designed to be a deal."
No,
sometimes it
it's
can be.
definitely.
No, but don't say that
be.
and scare people too, because sometimes it is. But there's also the spirit of competition, and remembering that the event is a cause.
Yeah, it's a cause.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, you like your
literally.
beautiful town, keep donating.
Yeah. Well, and like I said earlier, the Independent did a great job last week as far as front page news. Great write-up on the auction and what all it does for the community. And like I said, I've been involved with the Chamber for 4 or 5 years now, and I read that article, and things keep popping out at you that you just didn't know was going on.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a very dynamic, very vibrant aspect of the community itself.
Yeah, totally. Turn that around and look at, no matter what group it is and what they're doing, all the free support that the Independent will hand out for events that happen in our community. I couldn't even count the number of times that they've had us on the front page, throughout the past 7 years.
Yeah.
And it was always amazing to me because typically in communities, radio and even if it's public radio and newspaper are always at odds. But, Jared opened his arms and embraced us, and it has supported us all the way along, and you just don't see that. And Jared and Andrea and Brandon do that for all the groups in the community, and I don't think they get enough credit either.
Well, and this chamber's, like I've mentioned before, the chambers I've been involved in over the years, this one's unique in the aspect that it has businesses in it, has nonprofits in it, and it has individual memberships. In fact, I can't think of another chamber I've been involved in where they had nonprofits and individuals in it. And that's just a testament back to the community in itself. And I think there's right at 200 members, and you start putting the math to it in a community of 2,600 people.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, and I understand the reach is further than that, but still put the math to it. And as you know, on the Creative District, the Chamber is a key component of that Creative District. And one of the things that impressed the State of Washington Arts Commission is the broadness of the Chamber.
Well,
and
the collaboration between entities.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And so this auction supports all of that.
Yes.
And I would challenge anybody to find a better time for a better cause.
There you go.
So,
all right. This Saturday night, tickets still available.
Yes.
19 of them. We're looking for what is that? 9 couples and 1 single.
So Scott, we got your ticket.
All right. I got a sound effect for that too. All right, thank you both so much. Thanks for coming back, Stephanie. It wasn't bad, was it?
No.
It was kind of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do it again?
Well, I do have an
opening.
opening on October 23rd.
You want to fill in for Mike?
Oh, I won't be here.
Wow.
How about October 4th?
She didn't even
Or
check her
2nd?
calendar.
No, I'm not checking my calendar.
Oh,
Yeah,
and me without my chicken sound effect. All right. Thank you so much again, Stephanie. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
Me and Mike will be back with a little odd news. You want to stick around? We'll get back to being dumb.
That's right.
All right. Do that. Right now, it's probably what's going to go on Saturday night at the Civic Center with the Chamber Auction. It's a little funny business.
Trust me when I say that I was innocent. Trust me. He only stayed 'cause we were just listening. Yeah, we were just listening. And I know what you think. I know you're scared to find someone else. And I know what that I'll be unfaithful and it'll be unfair and you will be torn in two. Well, I've got some news for you. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride cars and watch them get hung up in it. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride in cars and watch them get hung up in it.
Them get hung up in it. Them get hung up in it.
Trust me, my word is good and I swear no one else's. Trust me, I got the loyalty, I've learned my lessons. Yeah, I've learned my lessons. And I know what you think. I know you're scared to find someone else. And I know what you think, that I'll be unfaithful and it'll be unfair and you will be torn in two. Well, I've got some news for you. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride cars and watch them get hung up in it. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride in cars and watch them get hung up in it. If you think about it, will the lightning strike? If you think about it, hope you realize. If you think about it, will the lightning strike? If you think about it, hope you realize. I don't play cards, I don't do funny business. I just ride cars and watch them get hung up in it. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride in cars and watch them get hung up in it. Them get hung up in it.
Them get hung up in it. Them get hung up in it.
I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride cars and watch them get hung up in it. I don't break hearts, I don't do funny business. I just ride in cars and watch them get hung up in it.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right.
We're back.
I don't know if I can enjoy the show, though.
Oh.
That last break, when I was doing some copy when we started it with the
Right.
trivia, there was actually a dirty word in the copy. And
Really?
it almost got me, because I was reading it. And
Okay.
it was one of those big fine words. And now I'm just kind of gun shy. I don't know if I can talk.
Yeah. You remember the old George Carlin, was it 8 words?
Seven
or
dirty words?
7 dirty words.
Yeah.
I love that. That bit. Whenever I can see it. I mean, probably couldn't play it on the show here, but
No. It'd be mostly beeps.
mostly
Yeah,
beeps.
mostly
beep,
beeps,
beep,
yeah.
beep, 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 beep. So,
And I don't get all the rules. It's got a knob. You could change it if you didn't like it.
right. I was watching some show the other night, and it was on TNT, and you know how they change the words. Where you can't say this word, so they'll dub a different word.
And it sounds really awkward.
It became really comical, actually, because there were too many words that had to be changed.
They've done that to a couple Pink songs because she likes to put dirty words in her music. Yeah,
okay.
and there's been a few that when they release it to the radio stations, obviously it can't have the word, so
Right.
they'll dub some other word over the top, and it never sounds quite right.
Yeah, I remember years ago, I picked my kids up. They'd been to a concert of somebody who knows what, and so we get in my truck, and they played this tape or whatever back then, and there was a lot of those words in it, and my kids just were sure I was going to be shocked and everything. And they gets all done, there's silence in there, and I goes, well, that's interesting, nothing new. I just don't want you talking that way at home.
That's right. All right.
So
they
but
thought you
anyway.
might get upset, and you didn't.
That's right. What's to get upset? I mean, you're going to hear that stuff every day.
That's right.
So anyway, the one thing I wanted to point out that you haven't brought up yet
Is?
it is National Cheeseburger Day.
No way.
Yeah.
We missed that break because of our interview.
Yeah, we had a great interview with Stephanie Wuestoff for the auction. But,
Okay.
I got up this morning, and on my little news feed it's nowhere near as comprehensive as you. But that popped right to the top.
Cheeseburger Day.
Cheeseburger Day, one of my favorite snacks.
It's also School and Backpack Awareness Day for scoliosis, I guess.
That's okay.
Although, and you see that in the kids, man. They've got this
Right.
backpack.
Yeah,
Wow.
Did you have a backpack when you went to school?
No.
I didn't either.
No.
I mean, maybe a paper bag if I had to take something. But
You just kind of carried them.
yeah, now they got these packs that are, see-through. I'm surprised they don't have drink containers and maybe a little
they do.
sterno stove.
Yeah,
and,
I think they do.
It's just unreal.
I saw one with a fridge in it the other day.
Okay.
All right. Pounds of chicken salad eaten each year by the average American. It's your number of the day.
94.
Oh, that makes my stomach hurt.
Well, as long as it's fried, I'm okay. Fried, baked, grilled.
What if it was 94 pounds of chicken salad?
Chicken salad. I like chicken salad, but that would get old pretty quick.
All right, I got a song for this.
I gave my love a chicken, it had no bone. Chicken.
Love me some chicken.
I'll remember that one.
All right. Are you going to kick us off on that news attack?
I was thinking about that.
Okay.
If it's okay with you.
I would like to start.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I'm ready.
An investigation shows that each year the U.S. spends $13 million per prisoner at Guantanamo Bay.
No way.
Yeah, well, cable TV is rather expensive down in Cuba.
Wow.
That's atrocious. I mean, but
how does that even calculate? Wow.
well, there's very few prisoners.
Oh.
I mean, you remember the old waterboarding days?
Oh yeah. Well, let's put some more prisoners in there and just solve the problem.
Let's get some more prisoners and get the average down.
All right. Bon Appetit magazine released its list of best new restaurants in the U.S.
There's a magazine for everything.
I'm guessing none of them have a drive-through.
I think you're probably right. Okay. Yeah. Around the world on Friday, there'll be hundreds of thousands of people protesting against climate change.
Oh man, cool.
Oh, weather permitting.
We called it off.
I got another thing on this. I was reading on that.
Okay.
And one of the people that's really at the forefront of this, they were talking to her, and she's like on the West Coast, and she had to be in Washington D.C. for the protest, so she hopped on a private jet. I'm thinking, yeah,
Dumbity.
Yep.
A report by Environmental Group says that despite the promise of various airlines, they're producing more pollution now than ever. It possibly has to do with all those emergency landings they keep making because they didn't like some passenger's haircut.
This one here has been around for a while, but a former manager of the credit union for CBS Television was given a 14-year sentence for embezzling $40 million.
Wow. How did you pull that off from
I was going to
CBS?
say, those are great accounting controls internally.
Wow.
It's amazing that such a crime could take place under the very noses of Hawaii Five-0 and NCIS.
They should have saw it coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Mandy Moore has released her first new single in 10 years. Exactly. I thought I procrastinated.
Exactly.
Who gave her a second chance? Oh, sorry. There you go. Data breach.
Oh, data breach exposed the personal data of the entire population of Ecuador.
Oh, no.
That kind of information can break up families faster than DNA.
The castle used down Downton Abbey is now listed on Airbnb. So you can go stay there if you're like a big fan of the show.
All right.
It is strictly BYOB. Bring your own butler.
Only in California would a mountain lion break into a home and get stuck in the bathroom without toilet paper.
Use the tub, Luke. Al Roker is scheduled to undergo hip replacement surgery. Yes, a low-pressure system is bringing clouds of pain and downpours on his discomfort.
I like that one, actually.
However, the hip replacement is expected to usher in a change to mild days of clear skies and lots of sun for Al.
That's the best one of the day so far.
It was.
Scientists now say 90% of the world's population experienced the hottest summer on record.
Wow.
Oh, man. It was historic. Air conditioner repair technicians refer to it as the summer they paid for their kids' college education.
And that's the one thing sometimes, not this year so much, but sometimes you hit August and all the stores are out of air conditioners. So if you've got a used one sitting around, it's like a hunk of gold.
It's like
everybody wants it.
We always referred, the Congress messes with your taxes all the time. They got this tax reform or that tax reform. Every time they do that, we used to refer to it as the Accounting Preservation Act.
Yeah, I'm going to tweak it a little bit to make it work out for somebody else. All right, wacky but true. We go on, and our first story is about a horse, of course.
A horse, of course.
And I like this horse. Commuters at a bus stop in Russia were surprised when a horse attempted unsuccessfully to take a bus ride with them.
Okay.
At a bus stop in St. Petersburg, the horse was grazing on a patch of grass. When the bus arrived, the horse tried to board. But the doors closed on its face. Why the long face? Animal then returns to grazing in the grass to continue. I'm sure you can probably watch it on YouTube. All right. And now a word from my favorite horse person.
Well, sister, the time has come for me to ride hard and fast.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, an armed robber's attempt to rob a corner store in England was stopped when an 11-year-old girl and her dad pelted him with bread and bottles of fruit juice.
Wow. It does not sound scary at all.
I was going to say, maybe
up.
The fruit juice, the bread.
Wow.
How can I pelt you? And look, that's got to be hard bread.
The dad ended with this, actually.
I fart in your general direction.
Okay.
All right,
I like your other one. It says, out here, justice is done with a bullet.
Due process is a bullet.
Due process is done with a bullet.
All right, I've got a water monster, and eerie footage has emerged of a water monster swimming past a huge hydroelectric dam in, of course, China. It's been shared online. Residents near the huge Three Gorges Dam saw the black object slithering through the water surface, and they said the suspected monster was about 60 feet long and moved like a snake. It was just feet away from the riverbank. A professor who saw the video agreed the slithering object was possibly a huge water snake. Then workers from the dam visited the spot where people were viewing the giant water snake and broke the news. Actually, an old, large rubber band dumped into the water, the kind used on some inflatable boats.
That's one big rubber band.
And then everybody with sad faces packed up their gear and went back to their...
To the idiot mobile.
Yeah.
You know, a Russian man was taken to jail to sleep off a high level of intoxication. The guy was so drunk he didn't realize he was riding a motorcycle naked. That's the definition of New Burns. When his wife went to the police station to pick him up, she said he had been drinking heavily, then came to bed for the night. She wasn't quite sure when he woke up to go for his naked ride.
So he's like sleep riding.
Sleep riding with no clothes on.
I don't know. In a way, it's kind of cool.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Literally. All right, a woman in Romania has filed for... I keep getting the good ones. I think this could possibly be the best story of the day.
Oh, okay.
All right, you'll have to vote. A woman in Romania filed for divorce after finding her husband's girlfriend living in their attic. The husband claimed the woman was only a friend who needed a place to stay while her apartment was being renovated. The wife did not believe him. Because if that's true, why wouldn't he just told her, right?
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And his answer?
I know nothing. Nothing.
All right.
Okay, well, animal surgeons in India removed hundreds of plastic bags from the stomach of a cow during a 4-hour operation.
Wow.
The cow had, over 3 years, swallowed the bags and other foreign objects, including a coil of metal wire, a screw, and a cloth napkin.
That cow eats everything.
That's it. It's like a goat.
I know that cow.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's assumed the cow ate the plastic bags and other garbage while roaming the streets of New Delhi, something millions of cows do in India.
Aww.
It's Apocalypse Cow.
Arthur, evil is afoot and hoofing it with dark gusto. Let's go.
I would not go out there, my little friend. The Apocalypse Cow is 50 feet tall. She shoots fire from her teats.
Quickly, Joe!
Okay.
You never heard that one before.
No, I'd never heard that one. Yeah.
It was a toss-up on the sound effects because...
And now, Jersey Maid's famous talking cow.
I like to intro myself with that one.
That's right. Okay. Well, it's probably you getting out of bed.
That's creak.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up right now before he picks on me anymore. That's your odd news for...
Wednesday.
All right. I made him stop and think. I feel better now.
Yeah, that's
all right. And let's leave him with this.
See that the humans remain entertained until the end.
My mother was a sunshine soldier. Every day was a dream come true. She said that we were blessed by the breath deep inside us. She could make the colors in the sky turn blue. She said, honey, what you gonna do today? You're second guessing every single move you make. You're definitely gonna have some very hard days, but I'll be right here for you. And she said, before I go, there is one thing you should know. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. 'Cause in the end the love we take's got nothing on the love we make. So give love. So give love. So give love. She said you're gonna be a light in a cold world. You got extra love pumping up in your veins. To my people feeling down, to my people feeling empty, I got so much of this love, I gotta give it away. Hey honey, what you gonna do today? You're second guessing every single move you make. You're definitely gonna have some very hard days, but I'll be right here for you. And she said before I go, there is one thing you should know. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. 'Cause in the end, the love we take's got nothing on the love we make. So give love. So give love. So give love.
It's the best of Motown. Catch Got Soul with Jeff Newman. Thursday nights at 6 on the Music Education Station. KCHW 102.7.